Hi, my name is Allison Livingston. 5 steps to connect, become the CEO of your reactions, and a challenging child whisperer. I want to just talk to you about inspiration that I've had after coming from hearing Byron Katie today at 1440 Multiversity. I had just the amazing opportunity to be in a group of just 20 people. She usually has casts of hundreds, if not thousands, and she is just gifted in the life experience that she's had to go from someone who was agoraphobic, I'm not sure I've said that right, but just afraid of everything and especially of people, to now someone who leads workshops so that to help people work with their mind and work with their thoughts and story. And she has this series of questions and then a turnaround that is just so helpful to know that what happens to you is the present moment, and then what we write one after another, thoughts put on top, evaluations, judgments, labels, blame, always, never, it happens like that, and then that is what creates our suffering. So I'm inspired to just talk a little bit about that. So I wanted to take a scenario. For example, you get home from a long day, maybe you've worked, maybe you've been with the kids all day, you've just made dinner, you're ready for them to settle down and go to bed. Your daughter says, "No, I'm not going to bed." You have steam coming out of your ears. You think she is the most obstinate, awful child. I just want to sit on the couch and have tea and read a book. I am done. I wonder if this is relatable to any of you. So how can we work with this? What can we do? And one of the answers is that we belly breathe. We try to check in with our tension. This is my lifeline, body scan. It helps me get to that observer so that I'm not stuck in my reaction. I'm not caught in it. I'm not hooked, triggered. It's a lifeline for me. So I'm feeling tension in my jaw. I may be feeling pressure around my eyes. Sometimes I feel a tight throat. What do you feel when you are just pushed? You've given and given and given and given, and you're just done. And it happens. That is our state. It's check in with your state. Are you tired? Are you hungry? Are you needing a break? Are you needing some alone time? What are you wanting? And we get to have that. We matter too. Yes, we're caregivers of children, but we and our needs matter also. Such an important point. So if you haven't gotten enough self-care, that's one question to ask. Byron Katie is all about the inquiry. Ask yourself a question. How can I do something different tomorrow so that I get more self-care? Sometimes it's saying no to good things. I call it having too many cookies on my plate. They're all wonderful, but I can't do it all. I'm human. I get to be human. I don't have to be a superhuman. I can take my cape off. So in this scenario where we still have children awake and they're not in bed, and I'm thinking they're obstinate, please look at Byron Katie's work because it's brilliant in, is it really true that she's obstinate? How do I know it's true? I have her screaming no at me. And then I don't have the questions in front of me, but the gist of it is do a turnaround and try to get what's underneath her behavior and meet her where she is. Meet myself where I am. So I say put on my oxygen mask first. How can I do that without chewing her out and unleashing my bad state onto her? So first is, again, belly breathe. Realize I am not at my best. Own that. Say, I'm tired. Maybe the conversation could go, I'm really needing a break. You guys still look like you have a lot of energy. I understand you don't want to go to bed. I'm going to go take some time to go quiet, and you guys can go play in your room. And if you end up fighting, then I'm going to have to come in and we're going to have some consequences. And that's going to be that you don't get to watch your program tomorrow. Something like that. If I can do it in that kind of rational tone of voice, wonderful. Often I've just lost it and I have no calm tone of voice. I am just gritting my teeth and I'm saying, get away from me, I need a break. Or, how could you be so selfish as to ask me for something again when you can see I'm tired? Again, it's dumping it onto them. That's when I feel guilty and I feel like a bad mom, and I put more layers of thoughts of, how could I have done that? So give ourselves a break, give ourselves a gesture of support, and realize you're not at your best. Work with a journal, work with a friend, call a friend up and say, I'm just done, I'm really losing it. Can I tell you about my day? And it helps realize that we're not alone. And the main thing is, again, why a journal or talking to someone helps, is that we realize our thoughts are creating our reality, are helping to create our state. When in reality, the big picture, I'm alive. I'm not sick. I have a job. Today I have enough money. There's actually a lot of things I can be grateful for. And if I'm not in a place where I'm able to, again, take that big picture perspective, that's when I go and I get my feelings and needs cards, or I call a friend, or I get my journal. Because sometimes I just need to express and feel the energy that's coursing through my body, honor it, meet it. I'm pissed. I'm tired. I want ease. I want partnership. I want shared reality. I want them to just want to go to bed. That's when I get my imaginary wand out and I say, in an alternate universe, can I take my imaginary wand and what would I create? What would I have happen? My daughters would skip into their rooms. They would brush their teeth thoroughly, correctly. They would kiss each other goodnight. They would give me a little back rub. Then they would say, Mom, we're tired. It's time for rest, because we know how important sleep is. They'd put their devices away voluntarily, and they would sing as they walked into their room, shut off their light, and went peacefully to sleep. Doesn't that just let your whole limbic system relax? And I feel like I can breathe easier. I just feel good. And that was the point that Byron Katie meant or made, is that our thoughts, our story, are what are creating our life, because we think so often. And until we go, oh, I'm thinking, oh, that's a story, oh, I'm analyzing, I'm judging. Until we can get to that point of awareness, we need to just name and see that we're thinking, and that that's creating, shaping my entire state, mood, reality. So in the present moment, I can feel the air going in my nose. I can feel my shoulders drop. I can hear my breath. I can feel my exhale. That is the present moment. My analyzing, judging, to-do lists, keeping everybody on track, that's my thought mental world. So it's just being aware of which is which. When am I in Heart OS, which is that centered, present moment, values connected, wonderful state that I always want to come from. Maybe when I'm Gandhi. And today I'm a work in progress, and give myself a break and realize that's enough. That's okay. So again, it's the the gift of being where I am, and I encourage you to give yourself permission to be where you are, not where you should be. No comparison to other people that you know. And if you're able to, again, get to that calm place, then maybe you can go back to your daughter who's just grumpy and probably not in a good state because she's tired, but she is resisting being tired. Maybe can I get curious? Why? I wonder why she's tired. Because if I can give her space, if I'm in a centered place, I can give her space to do empty container listening. It's amazing what will come out of her mouth about this happened with this friend, and this happened with this teacher, and this happened with her sibling. And all these things came on top of her, and she didn't know how to process it, and she just was supposed to be the good soldier and not let it out, and yet it was all piling up, and she needs an emotional release valve. And if you're able to give that to her, they glow. My daughters absolutely glow when they are seen, heard, and accepted with this deep listening. That's all they really want. So with that, I will leave you, and I will encourage you to get your own needs met, meet yourself with self-care, with belly breathing, with being aware of a body scan, with being aware of broadcasting, which is another way of being that observer of your thoughts, story, judgments, blame. Gives you a little bit of support with not being hooked by them. So, and do, if you can, hold space for your children. Give them that empty container listening. So don't add any of your own advice. Don't add any of your own solutions, fixing. Hold space for their pain. Let them experience it and feel it. Why is it hard? Because their pain is really painful for me. So again, go back to give yourself a gesture of support and say, this parenting thing is hard, and I'm showing up every day, and that's enough. So have a great week. This weekend I'm going to be with Shefali, Dr. Shefali, at a retreat, and so I'm sure by next week I'll have a lot more to share. Have a great week, and give yourself a break. Good night.